I'll give my brief introduction with 10 slides. I promise it will be very, very brief. So all the participants and students can get what we talk and what we will discuss in this occasion. So, yeah, can you all see my slide? Okay, cool. Yeah, more question on Indonesian cinema is kind of opening, not introduction, but questions by me to what will you deliver in this lecture. We have learned the history of Indonesian cinema. We might know very well how did Indonesian film during the colonial era, post-independence, or during the New Order. Or we understood how the New Order placed Indonesian cinema in its political strategy. But how we learn from Indonesian cinema in the post-Reformation era. We have 3 or 4 good books explaining about Indonesian cinema in their era. But so far, we need to understand also what we learn from Indonesian cinema in the post-Reformation era. Yes, most of you will very familiar with this term, Gile Lundro. Warkop DKI might say Gile Lundro because we need to predict or we need to assume what will be the road that Indonesian cinema choose as a pathway. We never know. This is still uncertain times. It will be more questions on something that we can see now or what we saw in Indonesian cinema recently, what the changes, what will be in the future. These questions will lead us to another questions. But by reading what we see in the post-Reformation Indonesian cinema, we might be saying, where do Indonesian films go from here? From the freedom we have, the audience out there, the space provided, the opportunities, or forms maybe, the change of forms, of various of genres or styles. And from this discussion, maybe we can say to our friends that nanti kita cerita tentang hari ini, about the day we discuss about Indonesian film in the future. Maybe Thomas will give us enlightenment. What will be Indonesian film's pathway after this? And then, for example, how do we define appropriateness? Some of us believe that one or some films are not appropriate when formally the film has passed the censor legally. How did some of us act like a film censor commissions in the name of their own reason? Do we have to see this kind of censorship in the future, since there's a more creativity and probably more censorship, and censor film commission say they have a new perspective to do the censorship policy? They will give all the things to the filmmakers, they said. And we will have the webinar about this in, if I'm not mistaken, 27 October. I will talk with Ketua Lembaga Sensor Film, and he will explain the new policy from Lembaga Sensor Film. And also there's I think last night Lembaga Sensor Film and Komisi Penyiaran Indonesia have agreed some importance collaboration or partnership in terms of censorship in media penyiaran. So do we see more case like what happened with Kucumbu Tumbuh Indahku in the future? We never know. Or for example, and also talking about the future, how do we place Indonesian films? Do we still debate, and Thomas also discussed about it in his paper, do we still debate about national film when a transnational film has made their own path? Do we really consider Indonesian film will expand their market internationally, or we just proud enough with the breaking news saying an Indonesian actor plays role in Hollywood films? What will be of Indonesian film in international market? Talking about international identity, how about our identity? We are talking about Indonesia, a country of 170 million people with more than 600 local languages, 1,000 something ethnicities. How we define Indonesian film when some of us don't speak Indonesia? Do we consider diversity approach or simply a targeting local market? We brought enough of US band, very successful. How about another country? It's only about a film, quote unquote, speaking in Japanese or talking about Japanese. And that diversity brings us to another issues. With the multicultural and multi-ethnicities, it will some multi-problems in the reality that somehow has been beautifully captured by the number of documentaries. Why some documentaries are more popular compared to others? Why Sexy Killer becomes hype and Semesta hides? We never know. I believe not all of you watching Semesta, but I believe most of you watching Sexy Killers. Do we love controversy more than reality? Maybe. Maybe we love controversy more than reality. None of us talking about Tilly until now. This is 2018 films, and we're talking about Tilly in 2020. Is it a good sign? Or is it a sign that after decades, the short film strikes back? Or do we let short films come to our life again because of pandemic? So do we still watch short film when maybe the cinemas open and everyone will be busy with all the gala premieres, new films coming to the cinema and let's go to cinema? Or maybe Till is one of the signs of the new normal for Indonesian cinema. The era that we can see Indonesian films only on paid streaming services, the time when we get used with our new habit, watching Indonesian cinema at home, the times that maybe cinema becomes another story. Maybe, we don't know. Or maybe it will be only temporary. This will be an uncertain time. Then it will be more questions and questions. And also by that, we understand what is our society now, or maybe what our society in the future by watching Indonesian films. That maybe Thomas will talk about that more further. Because jangan rindu berat, kamu nggak akan kuat. Mungkin Thomas yang bisa sekarang.